Okay, so welcome back. Here we are in App Lab, and in this video, I'm going to walk through the creation of your Choose Your Own Adventure story. And in this video, I will cover how we build out our screens. That's going to include adding the screen elements that we need, so images, text fields, buttons, and so on. And it's also going to cover setting the properties of those elements, so renaming them appropriately and changing their appearance, like resizing them, changing the font size, the color, and other aspects, other properties like, the corners on the boxes or what have you. Also, I'm going to talk about using themes, and then we're going to work with the code, and I'm going to demonstrate how to build the event handlers that will capture the button clicks and switch screens so you can build your story. And that's about it for this video. And let's go ahead and get started. I should mention that at this point, you should have created all or nearly all of your scenes in Storyboard that, taken screenshots of them, gone into code.org, created a new App Lab project, and renamed the project something appropriate. You should also have uploaded your screenshots by clicking the cog and manage assets. You can see that I've already uploaded a handful of screenshots that I'm going to use to demonstrate this. Okay, so let's jump right into building screens, and I'm just going to start at the beginning, and we need to go to the design tab to do this. And we've already got screen 1 here, so we can just start with that. That will be my opening screen or my title screen. With this screen, I'm going to choose an image, and let me just grab this guy. Not really what I want. So if you choose an image of the screen itself, it's going to stretch it. If you have a square image, then it's going to stretch it. I don't really like the look of that stretched. So instead of setting the image for the screen, I'm actually going to delete that. And I'm going to add an image screen element so I can get a square image. So I'm going to just click and drag that in and resize it. And then when I have that screen element selected, I can choose an image and my title screen. There we go. That looks a little better, I think. Now I'm also going to add a start button to this. So I'm going to click and drag a button in. And I'm going to resize that, just grab the corner, make it a little bit bigger. I want to change both the ID and the text of the button. You always want to change the ID so when you are in the code mode later and you hit the drop down to select the button, you can identify it from a long list of buttons easily. So I'm going to call this start button. And the text that is actually on the button is going to be start. Now it's too small. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to dial up the font size to maybe 25. Yeah, that's pretty good. And this would be a fine start screen. But there's things I don't like about this. I don't like the orange button. And I don't like the white space back behind it. One thing that you might consider doing that can format all of your screens, and it's quick and easy, is to use a theme. Since I have a space theme, I flipped through these themes, and I really liked the Area 51. I thought that I like the color scheme. It's a little darker and somewhat, I don't know, futuristic maybe. So I'm going to go with the Area 51 theme. I think it looks way better. Now, that's it for my start screen, except I didn't change the ID of my start screen. You always want to do this because you're going to start adding screens here and you're going to get a whole long list of your scene. You can't order those. You can't click and drag them around in the drop down. They automatically populate in alphabetical order, I believe. And I want mine to be in order, but I also want to be able to click this and know what screen it is. So it's got to have a ID that makes sense. This is my start screen. So this is my naming convention. I'm going to start with, this is screen 0 dot start screen. And then the next one will be 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, and that way it will list them in order. Okay, I think we're ready to move on. My next screen is just, once you hit start, it's going to send you to the setup, the intros, the hook screen. So I'm going to click new screen. Now I have screen 2 here, and I'm going to call this 1 dot infirmary. Is it or y infirmary? infirmary. This is going to be the like you woke up in the hospital or infirmary rather with amnesia on the spaceship. So same procedure. I'm going to drag in an image screen element, resize it, click on that screen element, and then choose my image, and that is this one, hospital bed. And I'm going to add a text area this time so I can write my text. Now, you may have already added, speech bubbles and or text boxes and things in Storyboard That, and that's fine. I didn't add those in. I just, zapped up some scenes really quickly for the purpose of this video. So you can add text now in AppLab, or if you added it earlier, that's also fine. But I'm going to click on that text area then, and I'm going to write the story. And I want to increase the font a little. I'm going to make this a little bigger. And my font size, we're going to dial that up to fill the box. There we go. You wake up in the ship's infirmary with no memory of who you are or how you got here. And now we have our first choice. So I'm going to add a couple of buttons. Okay. Now I need to change the ID and the text on these buttons. Oh, my mistake. This one's actually just going to be a continue screen. So I'm going to click on this button and I'm going to drag it off. This is going to be centered. And this button is going to just be intro continue button. Make sure that you call the button in the ID so you know it's a button. And the text is going to be continue. And we're going to dial up the font size a bit. Sweet. Next scene. This looks like a good opportunity for a fast forward while I create all of my scenes. Here we go. By the way, I'm building each of these, like dragging over an image and a text area and two buttons. And really, since all of my scenes have the same sort of format, like there's an image, there's a text area, and there's two buttons, it would be faster just to hit the duplicate and then swap the image out and then rename the buttons and so on. I'm not doing that because I created all of the pages first and renamed them, so I'm just doing them one at a time. Phew, okay. I have created all of my scenes now, added my buttons, changed the text of the buttons, renamed the buttons, added text to my text fields, changed the font size, changed all my added images, and we're ready to go now to the code. So back to code mode. So the first thing that we want to do is always make sure that when we first click run, that we start on our start screen. At the top, very first thing, set screen and start screen. Now notice how easy that was to find. If you have just screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, it's hard to find stuff. So it's really important that you rename those. Start screen. Good. Next, I'm actually gonna add a sound here because it really adds a lot if you put some background music in on your start screen. So we're just going to do that really quick. I'm going to drag over a play sound block, and then I'm going to go to background, and let's try it. Yeah, that's good. All right, now we want to add an event handler to capture the click of the start button. So we're going to drag over to on event, change the ID to start button click. Again, because I renamed all my buttons, I can easily find which button I want in this long list of screen element. Now, when I click the start button, I want to go to this next screen, which is the infirmary that sets up my story. So we're going to drag over a set screen, set it to the infirmary. Let's try it, see if it works. That's good, except the music doesn't stop. So I need to drag over a stop sound and choose the same file, and that should stop it. Let's try it. Good. All right, that's kind of the process. Now let's do another one. Let's do when I click the continue, I want it to send me to my third screen. No, it's actually elaborate X-ray doors is the number 6 is the one I want because I did them out of order. But I'm gonna just click and drag on this, Command C, Command V, and on the event that I click this button, which is the intro continue button, I want to get rid of that stop sound. I want to set the screen to elaborate X-ray doors. There we go. And then there's my second screen. Now I can explore the X-ray room or explore the lab. So I need 2 on events to handle both of those buttons. Let's go ahead and add those. So I'm going to copy and paste. Whoops, that was 3 times. Copy and paste twice. And we have enter X-ray button and enter lab button. So on the event that I click the enter X-ray button, I want to go to the X-ray room. And on the event that I click the enter lab button, I want to go to the lab room. Let's try that. Bingo. Works. So the coding actually goes fairly quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and polish this off. I have only a couple more on events, but the process is the same. Okay, and now I've reached a dead end. So this was, you laid down on the conveyor, it ejects you into space. You click the continue and it sets screen to, wait, let's try this. Let me make sure this works. Explore X-ray, continue. Okay, and then we get to the start over button, and that's on the ejected into space scene. That's the ejected start over button. I need to, every time you hit a dead end, you need to restart the game. And that's just a matter of, if you click the start over button, we're gonna set the screen back to the start screen. Also, we wanna play the music again. So I'm gonna copy and paste that play sound and drag it down here. There we go. Okay, so I didn't code the entire thing, but this should give us an idea of a full pass through the game. We start here, continue, we explore the X-ray room, we lay it out on the conveyor, it shoots us out into space, and we start over. And there we are, back at the start page. That's the basic process. Now, there's one last thing I want to add to this, because I think it would be nice if when we clicked on a button, it made a little click. just a little sound effect. So let's do that. When we click a button, we're also going to play a sound, which is, yeah, that one, little button click. And I'm just going to copy that into every one of these on events. Let's try it. Nice. Starting to come together. You know, the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some a background sound effect in. I think it adds to the mood or the tone. So when I start the game, I want to, and I want it to be non-intrusive. I found one I liked that was in background, and it was inside a plane. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's sort of like some white noise. Almost like, you know, the sound of a HVAC system on a spaceship. So let's go ahead and put that in. Now I want that to play through the whole game. This second parameter here, which is false, that's looping. So I just want to put that to true. So when it's finished playing, it continues to play. All right, last time through, let's try it. Nice. And there it is. That's the process, and that's all for this video. I might add some flair or get a little fancy with the next one, but go ahead and get started on that. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.